Okay. Weekly breakdown, starting with GU, Monday, 5th of February. Do we have news? Not in London. Okay, so starting off as always on the 1 hour time frame, breaking lows to the downside, scaling out to the 4 hour. Have we got any zones? Nope. Scaling out to the 4 hour, broke lows to the downside. Any zones? Nope. We have a swing low sitting down here that we might want to sweep, but we do have gaps to the upside. So scaling into our entry time frame, 5 minute. Let's see what the market gave. So we had a break of structure here, demand here that we could have taken, got invalidated. Let's see what price does. Okay, we have a 5 minute supply here with a break of structure. However, we are very counter trend. Not counter trend. We're short term counter trend because we're bullish right now, but overall we are bearish. But this low right here is not a good enough break of structure for me to want to take this. I would want us to break these lows and be in an area somewhere here, so when we can pull back and take that. Yeah, that's not a good enough break of structure for me to want to take, so I didn't take this. I would take these supplies. However, we never pulled back before 11 a.m. GJ. Starting on the 1 hour time frame, as always, we have a 1 hour supply right here. Scaling out onto the 4 hour. Well, look at the trend of the 1 hour. We are bullish, but we've broken lows to the downside, so we have gaps below here. Scaling out to the 4 hour. We do have a 4 hour supply right here, but there is no gap attached to it. As you can see, this wick right here filled in this gap. Price is kind of messing around, but we have gaps below, and we broke structure to the downside before. We have broke structure here to the upside, but it's not a major high, so I'd still consider us to have a bearish bias on the 4 hour. Eventually, we would sweep this low right here, but I'm not going to set my take profit here because I do scalp on the 5 minute. Scaling into the 5 minute. Let's see what price does. We hold this 1 hour supply. Okay, so we don't invalidate it, we hold it. And then what we're doing right now, as we're coming off the 1 hour supply, is we're scaling into our 5 minute entry time frame, and we're basically waiting for a 5 minute supply with break of structure. So we're waiting for the exact same setup, basically just on the 5 minute, coming off the the 1 hour. So it's like we're scaling out, but we're looking for the exact same setup. So we're getting the same setup on all of our time frames. So we have the same bearish bias coming from all of our time frames analysis. So let's see if we can get a supply here. We do get a supply right here with a break of structure, breaking this major low. Waited for a pullback, and we didn't get any. So no trades placed on GJ as well. Euro USD. Bearish, break of structures to the downside. We have a 1 hour supply sitting up right here. Scale out to the 4 hour. Identify the trend. We're bearish, but we do take into account the gaps above, but we don't have any 4 hour zones that we have to take into account. Scale into the 5 minute. Not doing anything really. 5 minute supply right here. No higher time frame confluence, but I do like these types of setups when we push down and the supply gets created halfway through the push down. So we have gap above, gap below, and it kind of is halfway through. We pull back. Oh shit. We kind of pull back and do this little thing there. There we go. We also took out sell side liquidity before we push down. So what we're kind of doing when we do that is we've taken out sell side liquidity. My days, man. And as we're coming down from the liquidity grab, we create a demand and we come and keep going down like this. So, but again, we didn't get any pullbacks on our zones on Monday. So, Tuesday. Oh shit. Breaks of structure to the downside, but we have been consolidating for a long time on the 1 hour. We're not at any 1 hour zones as well. So the trend right now on the 1 hour is basically telling us nothing. We can go either way. We've been ranging and we have gaps above and gaps below, and there's no overall trend. We're bearish overall, but right now we have no overall trend. 4 hour is kind of as well. It could go either way. It could want these lows or these highs. We don't really know. I wouldn't count this 4 hour supply as too valid because look, it didn't break any structure. If it came and broke this low, great, but we didn't break any structure to the downside. So I'm just going to scale into the 5 minute and see if we get just a 5 minute sell. We didn't get anything on GJ. I mean, I know what setups we got and didn't get, but I'm just doing it live. You go, you know what I mean? I know we didn't get any setups on Tuesday, so I'm pretending like this is live market. Oh yeah, no news today. We had 9:30 GBP orange news, and that is it. So yeah, this is the. Oh damn! I just realized I'm doing this week. It hasn't even ended. Did it ended? Yeah, Tuesday. Where is it? 7. Let's go to 7. So we had a 1 hour supply right here on GU. Identify the trend, bearish. If we scale out to the 4 hour, bearish. But we are coming off a 4 hour demand right here. So coming off a 4 hour demand, and we broke through a 1 hour supply, gives us our bullish bias for the higher time frame, and we're also coming off a 1 hour demand right here. I would count this as a break of structure. So, and then we retrace back, rejections look good. Scale into the 5 minute entry time frame. And let's see what price is doing. This would be nice, but this wicked out here and made it a low probability zone for me, so I'm not going to take that. You could have taken the risk on this. No, you couldn't have, because it sliced through the zone before it gave any entry confirmation. So I would not be, at this point on Tuesday, I'd be done with GU. I'd honestly be done because we're supposed to have a bullish bias. I'm not going to take sells looking at this higher time frame. I'm not taking any sells here, but we're just breaking structure to the downside. You know, there's no setups for them to be taken here. It probably wanted liquidity down here. It's going to come up, but by the time it's, past 11, we've got nothing. So if we look at what EU did, Euro USD on Tuesday. Once again, we've invalidated a 1 hour supply, not 4 hour, 1 hour supply, and we're still bearish, but we've invalidated a 1 hour supply. 4 hour bullish. 4 hour supply sitting up here with a breaker structure. 4 hour, we're not at any zones actually. And if we look at this low right here, we did sweep it. So we've got to take that into account. It's not like I'm not going to take sells, but we do have to take into account we swept it. Now this demand here, let's look at the 200 EMA. Okay, we're going with the 200 EMA. Is it a 15-minute setup? It's a 15-minute confluence zone as well because we have a demand on the 15-minute too. If we scale out to the 5-minute, I mean scale in, this would be a great setup, but we've tapped it and we've given break of candle at 8 a.m., which I don't take because of the risk. However, it's still won. Okay, let's see what the market does. Right now, like these type of setups where we're bullish for the whole of Asia, and then we just start dropping through London, the only thing I expect is a supply at this point because we have I call it a DBC setup. So it's a directional bias change. So basically at the start of London, we were bullish, and then it does these type of setups where we push up and then we just start to just bearish momentum just slice down, or through Asia we've pushed down and then bullish we've just sliced up. So what I'd call these type of setups, for example, this supply here is a DBC setup, so a directional bias change where bias is changed. If you look at the 200 EMA, it will do something like this. So price will go like this, and the 200 EMA after it was coming down throughout Asia, and that's doing this. And you'll know if it's a DBC setup if the 200 EMA looks like this. So your demand zone is down here, and you'll pull back, and the 200 EMA should be right here. So you could be going away from it, like it's like the opposite right here for a supply. It's going away from it, but it was cutting through the middle before because we had a DBC, directional bias change. That's just what I call it. I couldn't make a weird name. Now with DBC setups, it's completely fine to take, but you have to look at the 15 minutes, see if you're at a different zone. And the reason I didn't take this DBC setup is we were at a 15-minute demand right here with breaker structure, broke these ties, so I didn't take it. But we came off, rejected really well off this 15 minutes, so I was like, no. It ended up winning. I was like, damn. And look at where it ran for, man. Just destroyed this price. And then after that, price was gone, left us in the dust. You know, we didn't get anything on Tuesday. Wednesday, I cut them out my trading plan a few months ago after about a year and a half of trading them. They just don't perform for me. So let's go straight Thursday, which is today. Okay, today. Did we have any news today? We did not. No, we had unemployment, but that's in New York. So this is how I approach the market today. So GJ, ooh, watch this. 1 hour, straight bullish. 1 hour demand down here, very low though, won't get tapped. 4 hour, scale out. We broke structure to the upside. We're not fully bullish yet. 4 hour demand down here. Let's see what we do. We have no counter zones, so we have no 4 hour supplies right here. So we're bullish off the higher time frame. Scale into the 5 minute. Looking at this zone. Again, another setup. Gives break of candle. What are you doing? Gives break of candle at 8. London open. I didn't take it because it's too volatile at 8 a.m. That 5 minute candle, too volatile. Ends up winning. Boom. So I'm thinking, okay, we're probably going to push up here and then pull back, push up here. And hopefully I'll get a demand in that process. It ended up actually breaking these lows. And I don't like taking setups, for example, a demand where it breaks the low to get to the zone. Like, for example, it broke this low to get to the zone. Because by the time we get to the zone, we could become bullish. Why are we breaking lows to get to the zone? You know, and the same thing for supplies. If this was a supply, we have to break a high to get to the zone. I just don't like it. But I was like, you know what? We're bullish on all time frames. There's no 15-minute confluence right here, but I'll take it. So, you know, good rejections. Waiting for the break of candle line here. We broke this candle. Stop loss right under these wicks. I'm just going to target a 1-to-1. Boom, stop loss. Invalidated the zone. Now, I was considering a re-entry, but when we invalidated the zone, so we sliced through the zone, we came out of the zone, I was like, okay, I'm not going to take anything. Look what it ended up doing. So it ended up stopping me out on 0.7 pips on GJ to do this. And it didn't even give me a chance to get another extra demand. Like, it had these demands here. No pullback on that one. And it just didn't pull back. Um, Now, GU today, if we go to Thursday. So if we approach the market off the 1 hour, like always, consolidation. Already, I don't like it. 1 hour demand down here. Because of this, we'd have to drop and come up. I don't see that happening throughout London session. So my bias on the 1 hour, we are bullish, but I see a potential for a bearish, for a sell, because we have these gaps down here to reach the 1 hour. You know, this type of thing, like this, and then come down. So in this move right here, if we can get 5 minutes of play, I'll catch that. So we scale out to the 4 hour, see nothing. We just invalidated a 4 hour supply and just consolidated. We swept liquidity here. We have came off a 4 hour demand, but that was, you know, last week. Not last week, the start of this week. So I'm not going to pay too much attention to it. We do have a 4 hour demand right here. Let's just put a line here. So scale into the 5 minute. If you just watch price action, it's nothing. Nothing happened. The only thing that happened was after I lost on GJ, I thought, okay, let's see if there's anything else. You know what? Supply's not bad. Like I said, remember, consolidation, if we have a drop and we have a 5 minute supply, I consider taking this, waiting on the break of candle, invalidated the zone, and then just did nothing. Well, it dropped, but it's too late for that. So Euro USD, what did that give me today? Let's have a look. Okay, so we just invalidated a 1 hour. Oh no, that's not even high probability. Okay, so if we scale onto the 1 hour, okay, look, bullish, breaking highs. Even though we're overall bearish right now, short term, we're bullish. 1 hour demand down here. Okay, look at that 1 hour demand. Break structure, break this high. 1 hour supply. So right now I'm thinking whatever we tap, that's going to be my bias. So if we tap this 1 hour demand, I'm going to scale into the 5 minute. I'm going to be looking for demands with a break of structure coming off that. If we tap into this 1 hour supply, I'm going to be waiting for supplies coming off that. Okay, scale out to the 4 hour. We have just broke through this 4 hour supply, and whenever we break through like a 4 hour supply or a 1 hour supply or a 4 hour supply, like a higher time frame zone, even it could be a demand. When we broke through that, like let's say we break through a 4 hour supply like here, we clearly have a lot of momentum to a bullish momentum. So it's just an extra confluence. It's not everything, but if we have a 1 hour supply and we break through it, or a 4 hour supply and we break through it, and we have a demand sitting there, I'm more confident in the demand. And same with the supply if we break through a higher time frame demand. So if we have nothing going on in the 4 hour except we're bullish and we're bearish and we broke this 4 hour supply. So the 4 hour's not showing me much. The 1 hour is showing me more. It just depends on if we tap these zones. If we don't tap any of these zones through London, I'm still going to be bullish because we're bullish right now, breaking highs. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to wait for it to tap this 1 hour supply, and we have this fair value gap to fill in right here that we want to get filled in. So I'd be bullish. But let's just watch what price does. So it broke through this 4 hour supply. Great. Where is it? Oh, we're not at London Open yet. So London Open is here. And then boom, we drop. So we've tapped into the 1 hour demand. So what I'm looking for right now is some demands. And we get left with this guy. So take into account I'm down 1% for the day off losing off this GJ. Euro USD with not broke this high, but with broke this high, this high. So minor break of structure, but we have higher time frame confluence, so I'm going to take it. Check the 15 minute. We are at a 15-minute supply. Oh no. What the fuck? How does that make sense? Broke the high on the 15 minute, but on the 5 minute. Anyway, um, yeah. So let's see. Tap the zone, break a candle, and it was easy peasy. Tap. And so keep in mind I'm down for the day. So I'm like, I'm just gonna take my 1-to-1, be break even for the day, and step away. You know, I'm not gonna because we're coming off a higher time frame setup, so we're more likely to run for a higher risk to reward. So I was looking at it taking out these highs, it filling in this gap right here, tapping the 1 hour supply, so I could have 3 take profits, 1-to-1, and this, just like this, so target an overall 1 to 2.43. But I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take my 1-to-1. I don't want to be greedy. And what ended up happening was, so I'm breaking even for the day. What ended up happening, and for the week, because I didn't get any setups on Monday or Tuesday. What happened is, it tapped this 5 minute supply right here, like that, and did this thing. Just destroyed, just melted. So that's what happened for the day. Break even for the week. Only setups I got this week were today, and they were a GJ demand that ruined me. Should have won, and a Euro USD demand, which won. So I'm breaking even for the week, 1-to-1 today. How do I hide this? As you can see, you can't see, but I was going to show you MetaTrader. Mm, let's go. Actually, this was on an ACG challenge that I'm currently in drawdown on. Where is it? Today. Here we go. So I took one setup last Thursday on Euro USD and I re-entered on it, and they both ended up losing. And then I took obviously the GJ demand today, and then the Euro USD buy, and ended up being $13 in profit. So let's get this 100k passed, because True Forex Funds has frozen my 105,000. So let's see.